What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the Knicks Cave. I'm Jan and Nick Fan, your host. Let's get right into it. But before we do, don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Leave a comment. You want to know when the next video going to drop. Hit that notification bell. All right, let's dive right into this. Carmelo Anthony has some choice words for R.J. Barrett, and R.J. Barrett he heard about it and he was asked about it and he took it in stride and he didn't really come back, like I would. I'm be honest. I would be like, well, he don't know what he's talking about. But he called R.J. Barrett a bland player. Um, I wouldn't call RJ a band player. I mean, a bland player. I mean, he's not that exciting to watch, but he do every now and then he have a play that just get the crowd aroused. But a bland player, I don't know. I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Do y'all think? Excuse me. RJ Barrett is a bland player. All right, but a lot of us watched that video. Well, when I watched that video, I heard three things. You know what I'm saying? First matter of fact, I just heard two things. I'm just going to let me step back. The first thing I want to talk about, which I did, the first question: do y'all think that was disrespectful of Carmelo Anthony calling R.J. Barrett a bland player? If you look at Carmelo, what he did in his first 4 years in this league, and I looked at, I was going to say five, but I didn't really want to count this year, so I just broke it down with 4 years. I put these stats up, and it's really no comparison because Carmelo Anthony was such an explosive player. No one would ever think about calling him a bland player. I mean, he wasn't one of the players. I mean, Carmelo was good. I'm not even going to say he ain't break you down with the dribble because he did. I'm not going to say he didn't go to the hole and dunk it on you because he did. Because when he was young, Carmelo was that guy. Like I said in my last video, the player that got that it factor. And Carmelo had the factor, that it factor. And it's not to say that R.J. Barrett don't have it because R.J. Barrett was like rated one of the, if I think he was a top rated player coming out of high school until he teamed up with goddamn Zion Williams. And I had some conversations about that Duke team, and I was like, if you think about that Duke team, R.J. Barrett, elevated Zion Williams' game because every time I watched the game, R.J. Barrett was just coming down, breaking down the defense, and getting Zion the ball. But that's a different story. We ain't gonna get sidetracked. We're gonna stay right here with RJ and Carmelo. So, like I said, do y'all think that was a disrespectful statement that Carmelo Anthony made? I have a video that I want to share with y'all. And, I'm pretty sure y'all saw it. Some of y'all may have, some of y'all may not. So we're going to watch a small clip of that video. Well, it's not even a video. You're going to listen to it. And I want y'all to hear what Carmelo's saying because, like I said, I took two things away from this. You know what I'm saying? First, I could say three. I can say the conversation was disrespectful because basketball players don't talk about other basketball players like that, especially while they're active players. You know what I'm saying? I know Carmelo was retired, but he's not that far from retired. And RJ Barrett is still playing basketball. So you usually don't see players that come out and really talk about other players while they're playing. But it is what it is. Like I said, let's go to this little clip that y'all can listen, and then I'm gonna give you two things that I heard out of this, and then I want y'all to, do what y'all do best. Hit me in the comments, all right? Let's go to this. Let's go to this clip real quick.
The bland player, bro.
Yeah,
He's just like it's not. That's not a shot. That's not no disrespect.
Nah.
He's just, a lot of people. I ask a lot of people that who are Knicks fans and see what they say, and just like he's just not.
Bro,
He's good. He get it done sometimes, but it's not an
Even when you
exciting
talk.
player. Like you don't know if he got 4 or 26.
exactly. He's just going to the rack crazy every time lefty, and then the personality too. It's just like,
Bland.
you know what I'm saying? Like, I
But he
remember,
home
bro.
now. He home, so he might be good.
He's good because he's in Canada. He's in the
I
crib.
don't think RJ leaving has something to do with it. Maybe, but I don't think it had
More
anything to
touches,
do with
though.
it because
I don't know.
OG can do the same thing RJ
I'm
doing.
gonna talk about that.
He just don't demand it the way that RJ demanded to be a part of the offense. Like OG is cool
Definitely gonna talk about
sitting
that.
on the wing and moving around and cutting and waiting for somebody to swing it to him and knock down a three. He's still gonna go play defense, no matter what.
Yeah.
Whereas RJ, if he ain't, he gotta score 20. You know what I'm saying? So where that 20 is gonna come in at? Your 20, 23, 24 is the third option on that team.
Yeah.
So now you feel like I'm putting up 24. I'm the third option. I ain't really getting the, you know what I mean? Like, man, I gotta go. Damn. You know what I'm saying? Like, he probably was feeling that. Like, I'm ready to.
Ready to dip up out of
Yeah,
here.
what I'm sure he was questioning it.
All right, tell me what y'all think about that interview. Don't get in the comments. But I'm gonna tell you two things what I took away from that. One, well, I'll say three, because when the conversation started off, I'm honest, be honest, I thought it was disrespectful. That's number one. Number two, was R.J. Barrett complaining about being the third option? You know, you got to think about with Jalen Brunson coming in and Julius Randle. Julius Randle was number one. R.J. Barrett was number two. Now with Jalen Brunson coming into the game, Jalen Brunson become the number one option on offense. That pushed Julius Randle to number two. And in my opinion, I think Julius Randle had a little problem adjusting to that. Now, if you was number two, because Julius Randle was number one and R.J. Barrett was number two, now you go from two to three. Um, I think he had a problem with that. You know what I'm saying? I think because if you listen to Carmelo and he said that him, Ananobi and R.J. Barrett basically do the same thing, I would disagree. But he did say that Ananobi played better defense. That I have to agree. But you have to think about RJ, his situation, being that number two option, being drafted, then getting that extension. I don't know why the Knicks gave him that extension, but you know what? We're not paying him none of that money. So it's going to shift over to Toronto. We might have to pay a year or so. But either way, do you think that RJ Barrett was complaining about being the third option? Like I said in some other videos about Julius Randle having to accept or having a problem, and I said I think he's finally coming to terms with that being the number two option. So do you think that RJ had a problem being that third option with Jalen Brunson coming in and taking over the team? Now, another thing I got out of that, and it's kind of the ending of that clip, do you think R.J. Barrett forced his way? Now, let's put it in a nicer term. Do you think R.J. Barrett asked for a trade? You know, we heard him say when asked about the trade that he was asleep, and that may be he could have been sleeping when he heard about he got traded. But you know, there are days before the days that he was sleeping. You know, months before that, whatever the case may be. I'm not saying he went there, but I'm asking a question. Do you think R.J. Barrett went to Knick management and was like, "Yo, I want him to leave. Let's just come out. I don't want to be the third option. I want to go somewhere where I can flourish." And I know some of you are going to say, well, he had no idea that Toronto would be trading Siakam. But like I said, I'm not going to get into all that. You know, we don't know how things roll. But if you listen to what Carmelo Anthony's saying, you have to take it with some type of grain of salt. I know people say, I don't take it with a grain, but you have to take it. You have to have something because Carmelo Anthony, he used to play for the New York Knicks. And he have insight. He have people he still talk to. You know what I'm saying? It's not like nobody's probably not saying. Like I said, I'm only speculating, but you have to ask these questions. Judging on this interview, this small little clip from Carmelo Anthony, do you think R.J. Barrett was complaining about being the third option, and do you think R.J. Barrett forced his way out of New York? You know, we don't hear nothing about it, but maybe from a year or two now, it might come up in conversation. Who knows? Jalen Brunson who knows, you know what I'm saying? Relationships might sour between RJ and Julius Randle. Who knows? A playoff coming, and Toronto not going to be in the playoff this year, but I'm talking about next year down the line, you know, things happen, people get into scuffles or whatever the case may be, and truth start coming out. Who knows? Do you think RJ Barrett forced his way out of New York? That's the second question. Number one question, do you think R.J. Barrett had a problem being third option? I know I would. Tell me in the comment section. And with that being said, I want everybody to stay safe, stay healthy, God bless, and peace.